Right. But, I mean, the oil... Well, right, if the oil's inside, but... Or whatever the limiting resource is. Right. But, I mean...
Alright!
Yeah, there's lots of... We'll have lots of troll tools at your disposal. We'll be producing grenades, producing gun turrets, producing ammo, producing walls. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
What's that?
Hey guys, welcome. Right off the bat, Dragon Brain, 3 month in a row resub. Thank you so much. Hey, High Speed, how's it going? Welcome, guys. PvP event, let's go. So...
Oh, he showed the maps on his VOD. I didn't know that.
I hope everyone's doing well. It's pretty exciting.
The server's up. Did y'all see the password in the Don't say it because I'm streaming.
Yes.
Where is it?
It's in the 3RE Gaming Discord in the PvP Red Circuit channel.
Okay. Hey, Gitterin, what's going on? Frank, good luck, thank you. I'm more excited about this than previous ones because I don't have to manage a team. Since I'm joining an already established team of 3RA, I can kind of just do my thing and not have to worry about, giving direction and stuff. So I'm pretty excited. Hey, Geeson, what's going on? Binary Pigeon, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And Filsk, how PvP work? It's pretty interesting. There's a special scenario we set up. I'm going to try to get a link here. So we've changed quite a bit from this one to the last one.
And where I think we should put power. I'll do that while y'all are getting stuff out of the chests.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, is anyone not here? Let's see. Canadian DDD.
So is anyone from 3RA not in the game?
I'm comparing. I think it's Living Legend. Yes,
I'm in.
he's here.
Living Legend is there.
Ralph.
Yep,
Ralph is
I'm here.
here.
Is there?
Hey, Dragon Brain.
See there.
Hope you can win. Thank you. And thanks for the resub, Dragon Brain.
Wait, you can hear my keyboard typing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crap.
Yeah. So I assume everything's supposed to be black until he starts it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes, yes.
Here we go. All right.
Let's do this.
All right, so you want us to just grab the turrets like right now and go? Or do you want help
Yeah.
with the base?
No, grab the chairs and go.
All right.
We have
This is-
very
Hey,
local.
Killer.
God, it's cold.
I think bottom right is where was the base.
So I just kind of go out now and just try to raid them.
Yep.
Ralph, can you set up the power?
North. Rolf, north.
Power...
Hey, Ranger. What's up? How you doing? When do you think 1701 will
Yeah,
come
power
out?
go along that strip.
I'm hoping this year, but I'm not entirely sure.
Let me set the...
I've seen this before.
Just the right side.
that there.
God. Rolf, don't you have a blueprint for...
There we go.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh, it looks like 3 of them are already coming to us. Same strategy. Here they are.
Okay. One, two, three, four, 5 of them coming to us.
Should we
Okay,
pull
one
back,
of you
probably?
go.
Yep.
One of you go to the base.
Well, there's still one of us is...
Yeah. Okay. Jabeb's going. Okay. Great. Okay. I want Epo to
Yes.
defend. Epo go
Yes.
defend. Ralph go defend.
People is going
Alright.
to defend.
Grab some turrets.
soft mods feature.
Oh my god.
Hey,
I'm not sure what that
Exterminator, help me
feature is.
kill this one coming.
Rip.
This game.
Oh my
No
god,
way.
what the fuck?
What?
What?
Lol. Oh my god, dude. Restart. So this is what happens when you don't have any base exclusion at all and no rush rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try that again. Did all of them
Well,
come
now
here?
we
1,
know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, I changed my priority list for Ipo. I just put some turns around the silo for the beginning.
Yeah. Everyone grab a couple turrets and put this out at the beginning.
See you all next
Oh
month.
damn, okay, we're done. I can go stream something else, right? Ones that are not required to be on the
That was a
server at
smart
all.
move.
I kind of doubt they'll do that quick. Maybe, but I doubt it.
They have nothing in their base. It's funny.
And they won by points.
Like, I think this maybe proves that at least like a 10-minute no rush rule or something would be decent.
Now we could have been that easy if we just put some turrets around the silo.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, so I assume we're re-rolling. So that was embarrassing. I knew Auntie would do cheese. I didn't quite anticipate that cheese.
So, no, the turrets are actually like really weak when it comes to actually trying to kill them.
Sure, but if we have like 5 or 6 turrets around the base, and then we have 5 of us defending against 8 of them, we'll
Round
kill
2. Is it best of 3? Well, we're supposed to just be 1, but hey JBC, yeah, if in the chat, if you do ! PvP event, that'll give you a link to where all the info is.
we should do is put some turrets around the base immediately, around the silo immediately. So if we have like 8 turrets
Hey,
around the
Sonic.
base, and if it's 6 on 6 in the middle of our base, then I think we'll be fine.
Hmm.
That
Well,
was
so I would-
awkward.
Did anyone get killed? I don't think so.
Nope.
No, no one did.
No, because we had no defense around our silo. We had like nothing.
And
They also had no defense where they break into the wall.
Right. You pulled up the turrets to go attack them, but then that left a giant hole in the wall for them to walk right through.
All right. So, all right. We have I have a challenge. We do nerf shotgun challenge. We do nerf shotguns to 100%.
Okay.
And we try exactly the same again, and you try to defend. And we just play for 5 minutes. And if you can defend, then you get your point valid. That shotguns are not improved. But if you cannot, we ban shotguns forever.
Okay, let's try it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
You want to do
Sounds
it?
like good.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We'll restart.
So
Actually,
shotguns at 100%.
I have to re-roll the map.
You have to change the settings.
You have to do end round, and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. End round. All right.
And yeah, we can
Alright,
we can
I'm gonna
load
tell
this
my-
map then again for the match afterwards, I guess.
Okay.
We're going to try the same thing again. I think we're just going to have a fake practice round. They're going to come in. They're going to set the shotgun's damage to normal instead of quadruple like it was now, and we're going to see if we can defend.
Great.
Should be interesting.
Yep.
Not setting up the base or anything, just waiting for them to come.
Man,
Yeah,
that's,
I mean,
ridiculous.
grab some turrets, put it near the silo. Also, when you grab turrets, you know how there's 3 of them together? Grab like the 2, or I guess we could grab, the 2 outside ones, leave the middle one. So that'll leave some defense for the walls. You know what I'm saying? They're in groups
Yeah.
of 3. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I grab them from like the back.
Yeah, grab from the back.
I doubt they'll make it this time because if we just put like 15 turrets around the silo, I don't think they can kill it.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
put them far enough away from the silo to where they still can't shoot it, like so they're not in range.
Right.
Put down some steam engines in front of it.
Well, the turret range and the machine gun range are about the same, so we don't really have to worry about that.
True. Alright guys, so we're just doing like a little gimmicky practice run and then I think we're gonna re-roll for real. We're just seeing like what happens when the shotgun damage is reduced because that's how they killed our silo, is with the triple shotgun damage increase.
I said we all defend, and JBiff goes.
That works.
Now, if they can't destroy our silo, do we continue the game?
I think we'll
question.
restart. I think we'll restart.
Okay.
I think this is kind of a practice thing.
So I think shotgun OP. Yeah, when we have the triple damage, like they killed the silo in like a couple
Alright.
seconds.
We are bottom left, so they are coming from the top right.
Alright, so grab turrets from here.
Grab like every other turret so that at least there's something.
Yeah, leave the middle turret in each group of 3 is what I was saying earlier.
I'm kind of doing the opposite.
Also, did they buff shotguns a lot to make them worth it?
Yeah. Put them close. Put them close, guys. They want to be clustered, so they have to fight more than one turret at once. Make sure. Don't use yellow ammo. Yellow ammo is worthless. Only red ammo, guys. Only red ammo. Only red ammo. Yellow ammo does no damage.
Here they come.
Here they come. Can you delete the silo? No. I mean, no. Your own team can't. Hey, also, Bravado, what's going on? Good morning, evening from Poland. Because of you, I bought Factorio and I have over 1K hours. Thank
Wow.
you. Well, you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
funny.
How are you doing, Gambitas?
They are
This
in.
is so silly.
They are
They're
in.
heading
one
for the
minute.
silo.
3 man in. 1, 2 at low
Pretty low
HP.
health though.
Zulan has high HP. It's diminished.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah, easy.
GG. Yeah, I mean,
This is kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, true. But how real life is this? Because we took almost all
I'll
our
be
turrets
back.
to the center.
buff turrets. Crib Attack, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
I guess we should have killed him so JBF could kill it unmolested.
Whoa.
Did you,
Whoa.
Wow.
You get an arrow too.
yep. You got
I got
one.
booted
Woohoo.
out.
I wonder, should we see if they can do like a 10 or 20 minute like no rush or something, or do you want to just?
Well, I think that proved that you can defend. So
But
Well,
like
now we
that's
have to
only if
defend
you know
now.
they're coming. Like if you don't, like if we do what we just did, then we can't go on offense because we don't have any turrets to take with us.
no, I think all we have to do is put like 8 turrets around our base. So we don't have to go nearly as hard as we did. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, I think the
Uh,
biggest issue is that turrets just do like no damage to them.
Also, if you do that and defend, they might never come and head start.
Right. Yeah. So we'll just do a few turrets. I think we're fine.
Quick, I am from Colorado in the U.S.
Who is going to put the turrets there? People?
All right, I gotta take a piss. Be right back.
The server is up again.
Yep.
All right, server's back up. You guys can all join once I get the command to reduce the shotgun's strength. Then we'll hit that, and then we'll go. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
All
Did
right.
you
Sounds
talk
good,
to
thanks.
Clone giving you that?
All right, guys. So this is the actual round, without any of that cheese.
So we're going to ask conclusion or not?
No, no.
I mean, I doubt they'll do the same thing again. But even so, like you said, we can just put a few turrets around.
Yeah.
And to be
Just
safe,
give us a one.
Should the attackers do it?
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah, and probably not take turrets from the way they would come in too.
Yeah. Do the same thing maybe. Just take like stagger the turrets that you take.
Right.
Place a little bit at the silo and the rest go for offense.
So, if that was their legit strategy, I wonder if they just don't have one now going in.
No, no.
No, they might.
That has several strategies.
They said they have a couple. So
It's Factorio on game you play. No, I play other games. Like
Oh,
if you
it's
check
waste-
out my YouTube, I play many other games in the similar genre.
Can't expect nothing less from anti-elites. He's always gonna come up with some new thing.
Something super cheesy, yeah. I mean, if we just go
Hey,
with
can I
our
try to
same...
make like walls to trap them?
Probably that's quite a shame it's not out
Okay,
for
both of y'all said
Linux,
something
yeah.
at the same time. What?
I want to make quickly make some wall production so I can trap them when they're running away.
Let's do that later. I think it's more important to get pressure on them immediately.
So that's kind of like what I was going to say is if we do that same strategy, I mean, they're probably just going to like just defend us, like, right? I mean, they're going to do
Sure.
what we just did to them.
Sure, but that's fine. You're distracting them. You're pulling them off their tasks. We're just harassing and trolling and making their life difficult.
Okay.
You're not fighting.
Fair
All right,
enough, yeah.
everybody's in. Everybody's in. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, guys, get ready. Go on and kill the base. Yeah, I mean, we can just be pests is kind of the goal, is just to be a pest. Trolls, the trolls, Dude, my lag is pretty not great. I mean, it says it's okay, but...
All right, here we go. Same thing.
game.
Same strategy we did originally.
Okay. All right.
Please go a little bit further from the boxes.
Man, that is a blueprint. It'll be better than trying to play against Anstey. Yeah, hopefully.
So on the same.
Okay, let's get these turrets defending.
At least we'll have a bit of a warning if they come towards us this time.
Yeah, please.
Well, still, we want to have it ready.
Can we get the power layer?
Yep. It's like right here.
Yep, thanks.
Well, the fact their score is doing pretty good would indicate they're definitely not rushing us.
Point.
Well, they put on some burner mining jewels last time. On coal.
True. Kill Mojo. How rude. Should we stick together? Do you want to? Should we like split up and hit from 3 different sides? Okay.
Always power.
You need to do science. Yep. They have oil up and running already?
And there's no they don't have technology, so whatever they have is not.
No, they have the pump jacks going though.
Kill them.
Yeah, we need jacks up actually.
Oh,
Worry
we
about
can't
harassing
build
them.
entities in their base. Interesting.
Correct. Just focus on harassing them. Get them out. And you don't need to fight to the death. If they come out, you can pull back. Like avoid fighting to the death.
Yeah, just hit
Them
and run.
dying. Yeah, them dying doesn't hurt them. It hurts you because you have to run a long way. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, our points though from using all this ammo.
You get
There's
points
no,
back.
there's no underground belts or splitters in the chest.
Here, I got some.
I can give you a few.
Or
That's oops.
Alright, just try to kill these damn pump jacks.
Okay, power is up.
run away if they start killing you. It'd be annoying. Okay, there's no medium power poles in the chest. Guys, don't take so much. Oh, there are some. I'm sorry, there are some.
Alright, I'm gonna leave. I'm almost dead.
Can you give me my can you give me your ammo so I can keep fighting?
Yeah.
I think he was just pulling back, not necessarily like.
stream, your health is way too late. Yeah. Is it possible to participate next time? Maybe.
There's no real cost to death except walking, so.
All right, this leg is making it really hard to actually get the ammo into turrets.
Not sure how I can help you there.
All right, I'm gonna try to flank around.
What do y'all think? You all able to distract them? Seems like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're still
Only
hemorrhaging
one.
points though from this.
What's that
We're
now?
not trying to win by points though.
We're just trying to slow them down, get in their way.
So we can get military up and destroy their silo.
Fair enough.
Did you get some ammo off them, hopefully?
Yeah, it looks like JB is in the base, giving them a really hard time.
Beautiful.
Heal up soon.
Does somebody have belts and excessive?
Nope. Got like
No, iron's started up though.
Yep.
Should be
Yeah, we've
making
got
belts
plenty
now.
of iron mines set up as well.
So apparently I can actually outrange turrets.
yeah, slightly. They're just slightly more range. Yeah, if you want to return to base, I would just die. Fastest way.
I do have like 50 or 60 spare ammo, JB, if you want that. Canadians in the base. All right, I'm gonna come to you as well. I got all their turrets. Yep, that's kind of what I'm trying to work on here. Is break a hole in the
Putting
wall.
pressure. This is good. Like how we're distracting them well.
All right, get these guys.
Wish there was like a defensive alarm and an offensive.
Yeah, it keeps freaking me out.
Alright, let's get as much iron as we can up.
Oil starting. Need steel for storage.
Yeah, working on that now.
All right. Shotgun is so slow going on these walls.
Can I get the other line of iron ore routed out?
Well, I destroyed a few of their labs.
Or the lab's functioning. You have a fresh set of ammo now. Oh, that's beautiful, Exterm. Keep just running to get health up. Yeah, 2 or 3 people following you, that's awesome.
Jeez, they got engines and red circuits already.
They have engine production up?
Yeah, and red circuits. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, their score per second is 5 times higher than ours.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Wait, is
teching up insanely fast.
Maybe they have connected all already.
They have a tank.
Really?
What?
Yeah, Anti got a tank. Rip. We need
GG.
turrets down here immediately.
How the hell?
We have wall. Is there wall anywhere?
The wall
You can just
production up?
wall them in.
We got wall production, yes.
Yeah.
Probably our best bet at this point.
I do some silo defense.
This seriously does no damage, guys. We can't kill this tank.
The left side of the left iron is messed.
Well, pretty. I wouldn't went straight to power, just me.
There's
Well,
like no
the power
damage on the tank.
is gonna kill them. Yeah, we have no way to kill this tank.
That's okay. It's not going anywhere. Let's not kill him if he gets out. We might have
Leave
just
him there.
we might have just taken him prisoner.
Yeah, and then he can't get
How
anywhere.
much ammo do they have in a tank?
Just keep walling him in.
Just make sure we have enough stuff to wall them in with something.
We got some stone furnaces here.
Yeah, Ipo is building more stone furnace.
Can we get like wall production up?
It's up.
Yeah. I'm upgrading it for more. Does somebody have some more miners?
Okay, well, our points are declining, but we should just stop shooting at him. I mean, we can't kill it.
Just leave him there. He can't go anywhere.
Don't kill him though.
No.
West. I'm going.
We're
There's
running
3
out of
tanks
wall.
coming in.
Oh, they got another tank.
Yeah, Zulan. Good thing.
Maybe
More
we can
wall,
just keep
more
them
wall.
there, and then they won't be able to work on the.
Exactly. Just keep pumping wall. Like they can't go anywhere. They don't have any ammo.
There's another guy with the tank.
Oh.
Just get them all here. They can't do anything.
They're breaking through our wall faster than we can keep them, though, I think.
Anti's in. No, Sulan's in.
Auntie got out of his tank.
I put some more turrets up silo.
Bilka's almost breaking through. I'm gonna die if I go try to block him again.
The center of the base, killing everything.
They've got to run out of ammo at some point, right?
Yeah.
Is there any stone wall?
Doing
all
lawless
been used.
vests.
Crap.
Oh, steel
Steel.
lords.
Wait,
Okay, choose.
is Milk a spawn? Ah,
Oh my god, this is ridiculous, chat.
Well, this was interesting.
Bilko's almost through. He's through, guys.
Zulon.
Yeah, they're going for the silo. GG.
Yeah, another time. Until then, I'm dead.
My God.
Oh, I got too close. GG.
Even with the nerf, dude, tanks are still way too powerful.
Yeah, whatever.
How did they get
Our
the tank
strategy
so
was
bad?
for long time game, not for short. Oh, damn.
Did they literally just
And-
went base?
Oh,
I'm curious what they have.
Yeah, they went straight for oil just because they knew they could plastic blue side.
Yeah,
So rush tanks, yeah.
all is crucial.
well.
We won in points this time. No, we didn't.
Almost. I mean,
Almost. We won in score per minute. Forget less negative.
that was still a lot of fun. I think, though, that still goes to show how unbalanced PvP is in general. Like, you just, like, no matter what you do, it's
Wait, wasn't
they're still going to be able to just cheese you completely.
Wasn't the science meant to be on 0.3?
What do you mean?
Science multiplier.
Oh yeah, it was 0.3. Yeah,
It's game info says it's on 1.
that was super fast. That's how they got tanks in 20 minutes.
Yeah, they didn't even They didn't even belt their iron away from the. They just did all hand feed.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like you have to have either a no rush time or somehow find a nerf to tanks that is like global regardless of what time in the game it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean you just can't you can't defend, like, literally turrets with piercing ammo were doing nothing. I mean, we could have gotten rockets, I suppose, but we had no idea that was incoming. Nukes. There you go, Geeson. Just nuke them. Well, that was depressing. I think I've been on the losing team every single game. Maybe it's just me, dude. I thought I was just bad luck. I don't know. Like, I could have been on the winning team. They both offered for me to join their teams, except it got super convoluted, so I ended up joining 3RA. I mean, had I chosen to join Anti's team, I would have been on the winning team. Should we like move up into that chat and figure out what's gonna happen?
I'm listening to the stream.
Oh,
Me too.
Prove the point, right?
To make a point.
Yeah.
That it's not nice.
Yeah.
We said so many times before that we didn't like it, but I think now it is obvious that it's not a good main mode. So.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, point proven. I agree.
To be honest, I don't know what we do now.
Yeah.
We didn't like actually prepare another strategy.
Really? I'm sure that you had another one.
You got 7 strategies.
We don't have another one. We just have those 2 for today.
Strategy alpha. So.
I mean, like, I don't know what we had to change for today to make production work again. But basically everything, I guess.
Yeah. So if you want to, maybe next time split the PvPers, speedrunners, get a good mix of both. Maybe. I mean, maybe. So.
Yeah. It doesn't solve the fundamental
Didn't
problems.
solve the problem.
Change the strategies, right?
Yeah.
The game is not
disable
better if it's balanced. Then one team has the tanks on the enemy
Yeah,
side,
I'm gonna move up
and
to that
the
channel.
other team has it at
Yeah.
the same time. Then it's still
Go bulk mining copper.
Right. Yeah.
Like
On this mode, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The more there is attack, the more you are supposed to make production less chain, no chains. Because if someone of the chain dies from attack, nothing works anymore. So if you just mine copper into chest, it's a very good point value, we know that already anyways. Plus, it's the least vulnerable to any PvP action. So...
I think one of the factors, hey, it's juicy, is the science. We had it set to 0.3.
Yeah, it was quick. Yeah.
But
yeah, the team warped through it pretty quick. But I mean, even with a longer strategy, it's still like what they were able to do was, I saw some pretty genius stuff. They pulled up ammo out of their turrets and threw that into military science, which was great. And then everything else, they barely had it. They had no smelting lines, and they just did with their starting equipment. Were able to rush tanks with enough starting equipment and direct smelting, and had just a really, really quick build. If you guys go look at their
Yeah,
look at the base, that's
all the while, did that all while being harassed by several members of Team 3RA.
Yep. Had plastics in a very small oil build coming off for red circuits, for some blues, right? Had engines very quickly. And then look at that. This was the remarkable thing is look at the red and green. All of that was hand fed, with handcrafted or hand fed based on the equipment they had in their chests.
Right.
That's just
you get all the yellow inserters go straight to green. All the gears go straight to
You're
red.
Fire building remotes,
All
getting
that
your
copper,
and telling them to
Also, if you
deconstruct
don't
all
have
the
the
turrets.
reduced
No,
research
you can't
stuff,
deconstruct enemy things quick,
it's still
unfortunately.
too fast. This was built to make all signs in 4 minutes. Technically, our goal was to come with tanks after 6 minutes, which didn't work out, but this is what this build is capital of if you just do it while. So if you reset the research to 1 factor, it just takes 30 minutes instead, which is still like not very much.
The only change is that you have more walls when the tanks come, but it doesn't change the fact that you will have guys babysitting the enemy tanks in or around your base, and that's it's not really a interesting game, I think.
I think we need a major overhaul on PvP balance.
Yeah,
absolutely. And turrets need to be much stronger. It's not cannot be possible that turrets cannot do anything against.
But if you make
or something.
turrets so much stronger, you have to add a recharge time basically.
A counter
I
to
just
it.
pick up turrets so to save them.
I have a good idea. You want to make defense very resource hungry, right? But very efficient. Do I understand you correctly on that, Zilon?
No, I want to make defense resource efficient because you usually need more larger defenses in terms of area. I want to make sure that defense cannot be abused in an offensive way. Right now you can basically abuse the defensive structures to kill other players around their base, and that's just...
You can add a setup time, right?
Setup time, or, as I usually proclaim, a huge basic area around your base where the enemy cannot build, and you have the defensive advantage of being the only player who is allowed to use defensive structures there.
That would help, but that still wouldn't fix the issue in terms of how good turrets are in general or against tanks. I mean,
you have to balance it completely with all the ammo, all the penetration types and defense types are not very well fit to each other.
Yeah, I mean,
PvP at all.
As it stands now, even with
there's one problem, and that is if you build a lot of defense, you can build an unpenetrable ball, and nobody wants that too, right? So maybe, I don't know, solution for that is make ammunition more costly or something. But I'm not exactly sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as it stands now, even because we nerfed tanks in some way this time, I believe. Speed. But
incredibly, because why is it such a huge nerf? Normally you can just drive against the wall and the wall will be damaged consistently. But this time, you drive against a wall, you're not accelerating enough to damage it at all.
Right.
So you can wall and tank completely a wall without being able to just drive through it, which you normally can.
Right, but even with that, I mean, as you showed, as you demonstrated, you can't defend against the tank, multiple tanks, until you get rockets, pretty much, because because turrets are so underpowered compared to tanks, and tanks get the double damage with ammo. What was happening is we kept you there for a little bit, but then it got to the point where you would break through the wall faster than we could respawn because you would just kill us instantly when we went there to place wall.
Yeah, that was when you found the button to kill you.
I pressed space to shoot players, but I forgot I rebound space to rotate. So I just rotated on you for 3 minutes until I realized.
Yeah.
Yeah. One suggestion was to lower the tank health, but to 300, but no tank got below 200 down.
No, because they just do no damage.
Solve the fundamental problem.
There's one thing. This game is not designed for PvP. So why do we focus so much on player PvP? I think we should focus on production way more. And one thing I think to get PvP still useful into that is that, I already suggested the questing system very often, right? Where you have special bonuses for production, special items. But sometimes you have a quest popping up that is hold the map, the middle of the map for a total of 5 minutes or something, and you get a bonus 100,000 production points.
Right.
Or find the first 10 survivors or something on the map. So you have neutral objectives on the map, and you can fight for these. So PvP absolutely has a meaning, but it has not the meaning of attacking players or the bases. So you could unite both. You can make a very good edge with PvP dominance on the map, but also buffing turrets, you make sure the players that can still production focus build, they can defend themselves against that if they invest a little bit more. I mean, I speak about heavily buffing the turrets for that, so that doesn't happen. And then you can go PvP based with neutral objectives on the map, but not that strong just for players. I think that is a good idea.
But I mean,
I don't know what you think about that, Josie.
Yeah, King of the Hill or whatever.
I mean, you still have to I really like that idea, but even if you do that, you still have to balance PvP, because then what's going to happen is what happens right now is, even if there's a neutral objective, even if it was mainly production focused, if we both went for it, both our teams, you guys still would have won the neutral objective because we could, you had tanks, right? Which could be anything we possibly had at that point. So not only would you be ahead in production.
The point is, if you say if you buff defense to strongly, you cannot attack a base anymore decently. So you say PvP is worthless. But by making the
artillery is super far
you can
in,
buff
though.
turrets without worrying about PvP being useless. That's the point.
Could there be a buff zone around a base that increases damage a turret does? That's an interesting idea.
So I guess we need some sort of. I mean, the only way to kind of do that now is through mods, right? Okay, in terms of execution,
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we need an army of mod makers to get in with us and start figuring out how and what to do that, right?
Better get on it, Mojo.
Yeah.
Well, there is a huge design space that you can explore with mods. For instance, like making tanks much further into tactic and much more expensive, but still have them in the role of being a super attack unit. That's what I would like, but I mean,
that would make sense. Because you can beat tanks with later tech, but you can't beat tanks when you can get them in the first whatever it was, like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but the tech to beat tanks is actually like even a little bit further down than the tech to make tanks.
It's actually harder to get rockets.
Well, even normal mines, Geeson, are pretty much anti-tank. They still do a ton of damage to tanks. Nice to see a stream.
Yeah, and then even in Clonin makes a good point, is even within 1.7,
PJT?
mod's a good solution because now we don't, I mean, all right, everybody download this mod, right, is a pain to get everybody. I mean, there's, 20 of us talking here, but it's kind of a pain to say, all right, everybody get this mod, or all 40 to get this mod. But now once we have auto mod server downloading, it would be better, right?
Yeah.
Say, hey, join the server, and the mod will come to you.
I mean, unfortunately,
I think it's also a thing of first finding out how to balance it, but because we're far from that, and just like testing that internally with a mod, even right now, is still reasonable to maybe like even suggest like overall changes, which would balance PvP and PvE decently.
So I'm actually super surprised that you weren't able or didn't get to the point of the rushes we did today in your runs on the server, because and it doesn't seem like super hard to figure that out, but it still takes these big events to find these huge cracks in the balance.
Well, we do different settings on the server. What the settings I proposed was kind of a compromise between what we normally do and what some of the things are we're wanting.
Oh, okay.
So you don't do shotgun buff?
Well, we do shotgun buff. I think the biggest thing is we do fast blueprinting, so that we have like a base that's done immediately. We do the random def con, so that you have science coming automatically. And those are for like, I don't know if they're appropriate for events, but it's like when you have like 2v2, it really helps to kind of get the action going without having to build a huge base. So that's kind of what we've been playing with for the last few months.
But I mean,
I don't know, like the shotgun rush, it takes 3 minutes. Like even if you have a blueprint fast set up, I don't see how you can decently defend against that at all. Like even at 100%, if you don't expect the rush, and you normally don't do that, like in the second tryout, where you had like turrets all over there. I don't know, how do you defend your rocket at 3 minutes normally already? Completely with 8 people? There will always be someone somewhere.
We don't usually have that many people. And I think when you have if it's just a pickup game, you don't have the coordination to get, like if we have a 4v4 on our server, it's unusual to get everyone to be like, okay, we're going to go do this at the very beginning, and to all agree and go do it. So that's just something we haven't seen before.
And I think also, don't you start with starting equipment medium, right? So you have armor.
Is the brick floor moving for anyone else?
Right. Well, we do that for the.
I don't think so.
You start with modular armor, then we take it away after 20 minutes. So then you're
right.
The same.
And then starting
rockets, right?
No, we don't do rockets.
No rockets, right? And then what's your starting research level that you usually do?
The same as this, but since we use the DEF CON, so it kind of works out a little differently. Like what would have been different, I think we would have gotten rockets sooner.
Yeah, because you don't have to actually build science with the DEF CON, right?
Right. And we have what is it? The 8x science nerf to tank, so tank science takes 8 times longer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're missing like each good strategy game and PvP or something is a rock paper scissors mechanics where you have like always an answer to something, and it comes more down to scouting what the enemy does, so you can counter it. But currently, scouting is useless, and there's no rock paper scissors at all. And even if there's rock paper scissors, and you don't have to really scout, because they're still like if you see the opponent, you normally have everything produced anyways,
makes it look like
and you can just choose and
or
you
clouds.
can like carry all your weapons anyway, and you can have each weapon, so it doesn't really matter at all. So you don't have to adjust to your opponent. And I think like a good way for balancing that more would be maybe make research way make more efficient, so you can focus on one thing being strong.
Right.
And if you do like that, you have to take care of the opponent and scout him and see what is he doing, so we can counter him. It's the right thing. And if you don't and just do it blindly, we run a huge risk of running just into the skizzer fall.
Well, like that's a really good point. Like if you look at games like StarCraft or something, right? There is the rock paper scissors where there's always a counter, but the difference is when you scout in something like StarCraft, it's always quite obvious what the person is doing. You know, like you see them put down this building, you're like, oh, okay, they're doing this. But the problem with Factorio is there's so many tech and build paths that even if we ran straight in here and we saw what you were doing, I mean, with this, it's kind of obvious you're doing tanks, but even so, it's like, we saw what you were doing. We saw the red circuits and engines, and we didn't know you were rushing tanks because we thought, oh, you know, both those are worth a lot of points. They're just trying to rack up points. You know, so that's a problem with Factorio. There's so many different paths you can go. Even if you scout, you can't fully know what they're doing unless you just see, like, a tank production thing or something. So it's kind of, like, that's why it's difficult to balance it, because it's like, you know, there's so many different options that even when you get full vision, you can't know for sure what the person's actually going for as their end goal.
I don't know. I think it's still possible. Chad is suggesting some sort of throwable radar. Interesting. That may be really reasonable. I don't know. I think you can rather figure it out very, very well. What you're trying to do.
My biggest concern is actually that we as a community find a great way to balance the game, but then it still doesn't work out in combat because of the latency issues.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That is sort of the question is how much potential does Factorio have in the technical sense for really combat focused mechanics.
Yeah, we noticed that on the second go with the shotguns. We tried to shoot the walls, but we couldn't just hit the wall at decent because it was like over a second delay or something. I was just running into turrets because I was trying to stand still, but if you shoot, you have the delay, and it's way too huge to have any skill shots like tank shots or shotguns or anything working. Like, just a machine gun will always hit, that's fine still, but anything else doesn't work out with the engine, so Zulun has a good point there.
If you could make it into sort of a MOBA where your production causes some neutral attack, and you basically focus on placing buildings or making buildings that produce like minions going somewhere, then I think it wouldn't be so much of a technical issue. But the player itself is a bit of a problem. If you focus on the player and the weapons of the player and the vehicles for the player, then it's a latency issue.
Yeah, that is a good point. I always notice, I mean, in the server, even for me, in the servers in the US, I was, you know, I couldn't hit crap with my shotgun because I'd hit the button at a person and the person would have already moved 6 tiles away before it shot.
Yes.
Well,
Also, you want a mod for this?
So here's the thing: is
halfway through making one.
Yeah, good ideas. I've been collecting a lot of ideas in a little Google form of input this, and we're going to try and figure out if these things can be added to a mod or a scenario, or it's just something into
chat,
something in
what
the
do you
game.
think? There's 50 of you watching. I want to
is
hear opinions.
Either a suggestion or something that may or may not be added in for our purposes. So I did put a link in I guess it was Team Steelaxe Discord in the production balances channel. One of the last things I posted was a Google form to start logging these ideas. We've got a ton of them. And what I need to do is parse them all and kind of put some stuff in there and kind of draw a line of what we can get done with a mod or what we can get done with a scenario, and see if we've got something that's feasible or not to do that we can make it at least a little bit better. Like I like the idea of like the random things that we do. We take the PvP out of just crushing someone's base. That's a pretty good one. Or hold this area for 10 minutes and you get extra X number of 1,000 points per minute or something.
I just joined. I don't even know what's
Capture a
going on.
Get
no worries.
20% damage. Something
We're
like
discussing like PvP balance.
All kinds of those types of things. So anyway, if you would, if you guys would want to, let me actually put that in chat too. I guess is you can leave some ideas into that Google form, and I have some time later tonight and tomorrow to kind of compile them, and then I'll start posting them to see what kind of if we can draw a line through. All right, all these ideas look good. The effort.
I think the game's designed so there
not
can't
too
be
much.
quick PvP.
Plus,
yeah, I would
we can
kind
all
of
fit
agree
this into
with
a
that.
scenario. Let's see what we can do, right? Or we can all fit this into a mod. Let's see what we can get done. So if you would channel all these things into that, and then we'll start hunting around for some coders that can help us make this make it a reality. And that Google form actually, and that little collection method came out after the last event that we did, and I started collecting all of these things in. And yeah, that's the other thing is that Clonin just said maybe it's possible to add to the engine functionality of some of these ideas, and maybe we can just submit a bunch of feedback to the Factorio forums and have them put it in the game if any of these ideas are good.
The power curve has some.
One thing we didn't discuss yet, that is what Acedo just said in chat, and that is, let's automate combat. It may seem like a joke first, but it actually makes a lot of sense if we would create some sort of aliens or machines that attack the opponent just on the straight lane or something, and you can construct these with some ingredients and just make it PvE PvP. I don't know how you call that. You make like AI-based stuff that attacks, and then you don't have the latency stuff and all this stuff as well.
Right.
It reminds me of some of those tower defense Warcraft 3 maps. I think so, I was suggesting in my chat as well, kind of like a battle bot. I do have one thought though, and that is like all the balances, you're sort of circling around the point that the whole system's fundamentally broken. There's so many just little issues that rebuilding all of the combat from the ground up is probably the better way to go.
Just wondering, is there any like quick things that we can say that we want to cost and stuff?
Yeah, I may have that answer in those forms, Ralph.
Yeah,
so,
it's just I'm currently making a mod, and I'm like on the stage where I'm deciding what to make it out of.
Right.
Game has many more incremental powers.
Yeah, so I may have that answer for you once I dig into that all the list of the stuff that we have. So
yeah, it's kind of the last thing. Some people in my chat are finally giving feedback, and like they're pretty like. I think we all know this, but they're saying, that like another issue is that there's these huge like curves or jumps in like tech and in power compared to like other PvP games where, they say like, PvP game like League of Legends or similar or whatever, there's many incremental power-ups, so it smooths it out. But in Factorio, since it's not balanced for PvP, it's like there's these massive jumps that just give, like, if you get this, you just beat everything before it, like, no matter what.
You win.
And you win. You know, so like tanks would be one, and then, you know, personal laser defense would be the one after that, so on and so forth, where it's like, it's not really smooth. It's like you're kind of on even ground until one person gets something, and then they just win.
That's sort of leading into where I mean by the whole thing needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, because these are things that have been thrown into the game, you know, going back years, and it's never really been put together in a coherent manner.
Right.
You remember the joke of discharge defense? It's still debatable whether or not it does anything. It does stack the power of it.
That's good.
And just one last thought that I had with you know, how you use the turrets as an offensive. The only reason I think that works is because there's no cooldown on a turret. You put it down, it just starts shooting, and it doesn't stop shooting until there's everything in its radius is dead. It can't doesn't have any kind of spin up or cooldown.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, they wanted to actually implement that at some point, but they probably didn't because of PvE concerns. Because in PvE you want to do turret rushes, you want it to be an option, and that's fine. But right now,
on an old version of the scenario from last year, we actually had that spin up for turrets.
oh, that's possible in a scenario actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, probably you can do that.
Oh, honest, what Exterminator says that the jumps are too high. I feel the same in PvE. There's some point where you cannot kill by this at all, and then you have a tank or something, you just crush everything.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
exactly
it's the same. Yeah, like...
So if you just say it's not balanced well for PvP, I think the same problem exists in PvE either.
That's right, and that's why I say it needs to be done from the ground up, because the problem exists right the way through. You can tweak it all day, but you're not going to eliminate the fundamental problems.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, that's like, I guess, just discussion, because, you know, I mean, it's never going to happen to be redone from the ground up, because it's, you know, the devs want a base building game. They don't really care much about the fighting aspect, as they said, so they're not really going to change that much, I don't think.
Yeah, and
I mean, but
Conan just said,
community, right? You can do so much with mods. The only thing that I like to have engine-wise is separate power networks.
What did Conan say?
Power networks. The problem that you can hook into the enemy power network. I think this is...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that, yeah. But you said
I have a feeling fundamentally you can't eliminate that.
Move down the progress into more granular steps.
Well, you can't eliminate it because Kovarex doesn't want to eliminate it.
Grey Duster.
It's a fundamental problem.
That'd be a major thing.
So Clonan just said that PvE combat is boring and the base game combat is just sad.
Yeah, I mean...
And that again leads back to why I was saying that it needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. Although I think Zolan was leading to why it hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a major thing, but what if the research was way reworked?
Yeah, I actually want to try out some changes to power armor equipment. Something I've been experimenting with.
So someone had an interesting idea. Is they said it'd be a major thing, but what if the research, like via a mod or something, was reworked so that you have a really like low tech kind of crappy version of everything available, and then most research went into buffing those, or you could scale up from there. Yeah. So like you'd have a research that would get you like an initial tank or something, but it would be like pretty bad, but you know, still better than on foot. And then you could either increase that or like get the actual tank. Whereas now, you know, like we discussed, it's just like you don't have a tank, and then boom, you have a tank, and you just beat everyone.
I agree.
That's a good idea.
A good idea.
The question is if you want to do that, maybe by research.
Well, yeah, via research.
It could be implemented as automated battle bots. I think that's the best suggestion so far, is automating combat.
Yeah, I mean, you could implement... There's already a mod that does that if you could somehow make it work in PvP.
Yeah.
Like the Robot Army mod, I think it's called.
Yep.
The problem with those is they really snowball pretty hard. Well, you need to count the snowball mechanic there.
Yeah, I mean,
What about those automated vehicles? There's that mod too.
true.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the problem, even the same problem would exist though with that, unless you balance the mod for this, because whoever is building production better and gets a higher tech robot, then the robot is then just gonna crush the opponent, right? Like,
That sounds logical. Why it should be the other way?
but like,
But I
how is
mean-
that different than what we're experiencing now? Like, if someone just rushes, like Anti's team just rushed tanks, what if someone just rushes, a level 4 robot as a strategy, and then and doesn't care about production points, and then they just send it in and win in 20 minutes?
If you have rock, paper, scissors, you will always have a weaker point that is still stronger because it counters it.
And I mean, I think a more
The problem with Silbuff is getting a few
organic
of
version of rock paper scissors is
isn't as
rush
exciting, yeah.
tech boom. So you can basically say a rush counters the tech, the boom
An armor
counters
reduction versus physical.
rush, and
The
tech
problem with that,
counters the boom.
Kilo,
So
is
kind of
bullets
like,
still do physical damage,
so you have an early attack which counters if you focus on building up your tech and make a later attack, and then you have a like a more production based one which
Attacks
is
before the
safe
cannon.
against the early
That'd
attack,
be really cool, Geeson.
but will get killed by the high tech approach, and then the high tech approach,
Yeah, having like different parts you can
will
upgrade.
get killed by the
Almost
early attack. So kind of like
Boom.
it's not in terms of like you have 3 different units and this has a weakness against this unit, but you have different kind of timing strategies that have weakness against other timing strategies.
Boom.
So I don't want an archer and horseman and a pike or something like that in Factorio.
All right.
Like three different color tanks that are combating each other. It's just silly.
Yeah, but you do the same with robots. You could do different types of robots, so you could counter even if you're behind.
Well, the discussion, because we just
No,
had
what I'm
a
saying
really
is you have
silly
let's
PvP
just
match,
simplify
so we're
examples.
discussing
You have 3
issues.
stages of robots. You have a robot that you get up very quickly, and if you have a robot that will take a medium amount of time to set up, and you have a robot that takes a long time. And if you focus on getting the robot up very quickly, you will beat the player who makes the robot very late. But the player who makes the medium robot will be ready for you. And then, so this is based on kind of the delay of attacking.
Which only works if you have a larger map, because the delay of 3 minutes is too
Yeah, but
too
you
low.
can also make slow robots or something. I don't know.
Right.
And also map features. I mean,
And he arrived in 30 seconds.
I'm
yeah.
always saddened by the fact that people are so happy and enthusiastic about the random maps, and it's nice for resources to be random, but
PvP is
our
well
maps are
balanced,
just so one-dimensional. There's no interesting features of the maps, and most other strategy games or tactical games, they benefit from having a good map. At least computer games, not chess and go.
Right.
True. One point, though, I have against your fast tech boom rush is an average game of Factorio takes much longer. RTS only take like 20 minutes, and it's easy to balance path delay in. So you need like 1 minute to attack, but because the game is only 20 minutes anyways, it's way longer. So it is like, I don't know, 5% of the game length delay on tech. So if you say that for a 3 hours game of Factorio, going from one base to another, it must take like 10 minutes to be like at the equal scale, right?
But robot destroys stuff.
That's just
like
stupid.
slow. They just start destroy your base from perimeter, from outside.
Yeah, neutral
You have time
objectives for
to
major bonuses would be
quickly
really cool.
Build your own defense robots. I think it's fine. You take some damage, but you
Enemy
use
screen
it
players
to buy
forcing
your
them through a
time.
difficult challenge and delay allowing others to catch up. We did used to play with enemies
Normally,
Grey
you always
Duster,
lose time
but
if
it
you
caused
get
other
damaged.
issues.
You always lose players, power build, because they have to defend and reduce
Yeah, I
that.
think
Yeah.
players shouldn't interact with defense like directly or with combat at all. It should, like in strategy games, they should just build, defend, not like take shotgun and kill everyone. because players like it's hard to make IE, which wouldn't be workable to players like hit and run search or something. To players.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of ideas, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Good discussion. It's a lot of good stuff.
I
Kinda
hope you're
weird,
not too disappointed about like the outcome of today's event.
No, it's good. I mean,
Yeah, this was very anticlimactic. I was expecting like an awesome like 2.5 hour battle, and then
no need.
this happened.
No need.
It is a bit anticlimactic, but it was spectacular just to see them all rush out straight away. And it's like, hang on, what are they up to? And it's like,
Yeah,
oh.
my first camera was I went down to 3RA to just kind of talk about, okay, we're a little short on this resource, but this one's up. And then I mean, it was 30 seconds in, Mojo says, we're about to see our first attack. Because
they're already halfway to 3RA.
You guys were already halfway across the map, and I went, wait, what? And I looked up, and there was no one left in your base, and everyone was at half court. You know, I'm going, oh my goodness, here we go. Like here, and I said, well, there's strategy number one right there. It's just they're just going to come on and walk right up to it and Zerg rush it, which I guess that's what we were going to is what is the cure for the Zerg rush, right?
Well, I was wondering why we didn't have a no rush rule, because we have previously. There was like a 20-minute.
It wouldn't do anything either way. Because
and that's what we said.
You just wait until the no rush, and then just do the same thing.
Well, I mean, the opponent would have like potentially something better to defend with, but
no. So that's what Antti was saying is if you put in a 30-minute rush duration, the match would end in 32 minutes instead of 17. So, and
just
he's
delaying
correct. And he's correct. So,
just wondering, can I get a link to the Google forums where the ideas are?
Oh yeah. It's in the. Let me throw it in the deal. I'll throw it in my chat and also throw it in this little Factorio chat here. So, sure, man.
Have you come up with some idea like, I don't know, shields that make like an area around you invulnerable or something?
It's just basically right?
There are shields, but I guess like equipment shields.
The problem is you always, if you have any attack, you can just peek and do like one small attack on that area, and it's just like all the production is gone. But if you have like a force field or something that let's say it protects one chunk or something, and it has a global health, so you have to first imply like 1,000 damage on that shield to damage any building. So you basically have a 1,000 point extra defense on each damage on each building, so you have some more reaction time before you can damage everything. But if you break through the shield and get this 1,000 damage done on any way, you can actually damage something. That would like really make defense easier and give you more time to react, and like disable that peeking much more.
Right.
And it will still cost something to defend yourself.
Yeah, like power.
Can I also ask for the results of those quests? Because I'm going to code it.
Yeah, I'm gonna compile them all tonight and tomorrow, and I'll start posting them out on the.
Is there a live what they are?
Cool.
Is there a live feed of what people are currently?
No, I said just about anything. I gave out some examples.
Incorporating MOBA ideas.
All right, add in an option.
That can be really difficult though, because they're like entirely
one
different
of them is
games.
add in an option that allows the team area to be paved. Was one of the examples that we put in, which now we did because that gives the builder and the defender a little movement advantage. Just one.
Yeah.
And if you would try and break them up into smallest chunks possible. That way. We can also, if we have 5 ideas, but only 3 of them are feasible, and 3 of them would make it better, then we can kind of focus on those 3 so that we can, at least make a pretty big jump in quality for a small effort, right? So
I was just wondering if there was like a live feed of what people were putting in, because I was just going to do it right now.
Yeah, shield generators would be a great idea.
Well, let's talk off air route. That's good. But I've been trying to pull all these in. So.
Okay.
And also, if you want to grab the 3RA, the one that I'm showing right now, this custom scenario, you can go to the 3RA GitLab. DD Gamer, if you want to put that in the chat, that'd be helpful.
I'll relay it over to my chat.
Yeah,
Sure
it's
thing.
gitlab.com/3RA gaming.
GitLab, there it is.
So by the way, I want to say huge thanks for you for making this scenario. I think it's a great step towards having a balanced and good experience. It's just we have some more iterations to go through, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
But someone has to start, and I mean, Clanton's doing a great job in these events and also collecting the feedback. But at the end of the day, it's impossible to make a consensus-based total overhaul.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
A consensus-based total overhaul, right? So, which I don't know how much progress we'll be able to make with all the feedback we've been getting, right? Because it's a development project, and then you got to go, okay, well, we have some great ideas, but that is it's not feasible. It's way out of. It's something that we can't get to. But then there's going to be some things that we can do very easily, like, and make it into a checkbox, and then we can do it by next event, right? So we got to look at them and look with what's possible versus what would make the biggest bang for our buck, right? So that's what I do at my real job, anyway. By the way, I actually help control scope and control feasibility and all that business. So I should be okay with trying to manage this effort and make sure everybody has has consensus. So.
I do think that last round would have been a little different. I'm trying to think of small steps that we could take initially. If the technology was set to just normal 1, then the hand feeding strategy I think would be less effective.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do about tanks coming in at 25 minutes?
Right.
Well,
yeah, that's what Auntie was saying was
at that point we would have had more technology upgrades. Like bullets can actually do damage if you have 2 or 3 bullet upgrades. Rockets can do a good amount of damage. We could have had more wall production up. We were like going for the long term, build a big base, get everything. So we had almost literally nothing.
Right.
I didn't see that when we had like 4 players in our base after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely what you see. What happens if you try on production? We would have just been lost if we didn't hand feed, because if we had like any ore lane, you could have just cut like any belt and we were like everything shut down when just 1 belt is missing.
Right.
And then it just doesn't work out. So hand feeding is just the most efficient.
I mean,
so
how
we
many
could have some
objects
kind
did
of
we lose?
no rush or a base exclusion for a shorter amount of time.
I don't think it would. Well, we were right before you came in, Juice. So sorry for not dragging y'all in the same deal. We came up there to talk with Auntie and laugh a little bit afterwards. But we were saying that Red Car was asking for a little bit of a Canadian toss. You got to pick a name, bro. he was asking for hey, can we have a 20 to 30 minute base exclusion? And we kind of already ran over it that, okay, the match would end at 30 instead of 32 instead of 17 because of certain and kind of debatable, but kind of not. The point is that you could still, even with that base exclusion, you could still do some rushing tactics that do it. And just like Auntie was saying, there's not a paper rock scissor that would counter that, or like Zulon was saying, there's nothing that counters the Zerg other than just not being able to go in the base or doing something like this production base instead of PvP base. So.
Well, I think the second event we did was actually really good.
Yeah, we managed to hold them off the second time around.
Yeah.
Well, you guys murdered Face in that one. Well, yeah. So
yeah, I may be a bit biased.
Yeah, that was very, very competitive and very well done. We also didn't have a silo. It was just points, right? And
just one.
I was just saying, real quick. I was just saying, I think we saw the most severe version of like that break of like, at this minutes they come in, because they were able to fully utilize those starting chest items to get lots of science And if there was a longer period, then that wouldn't have been quite as severe.
Yeah,
Right.
the thing is, we maybe we don't kill the silo if we come in at 30 minutes, but we completely stop the progress, and then we have another 2 hours where it's just tanks stopping you from making any production progress at all, and that's what we saw, like always the defeated guys for the last 3 Blue Circuit events were really struggling hard once they were broken militarily. There was no way to get back, even if you have a base exclusion. If you're depending on outside resources and there's a guy in the tank there and you don't have a tank, then there's no progress to be made. The silo just is basically it's a shortcut to stop the game really quickly once you have this military edge.
Yeah, I asked Clonin if I could contribute to the repo and resurrect the railgun, make it like super long so that it could tanks.
Can't you actually just enable the recipe?
Yeah, Tim, there's no combat.
Yeah, but it's a short range thing. It's not useful right now.
There's one thing my chat said, and that was all the upgrades can be huge because you get over the point of flat resistance. On that the sentence, I realized that flat resistance is really a bad idea.
Yeah.
Why do you have that? You don't take any damage on the tank because of flat resistance.
Right.
What if you just take away the flat resistance of everything? Just make it completely percentage based. You don't have anything that is invulnerable anymore. Anything takes some damage at least, which makes sense in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that could be a good idea to balance like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that would be a really good idea.
What level do you actually need for bullet damage to attack the tank?
I think at least like 2.
Okay, I mean 2 is feasible, I guess, against the tank strat, but
well, not that tank
already...
strat.
Yeah.
Still only take like 1 damage per shot or something then, right? And it's still like being reduced by 70% after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could just make it a flat 80% reduction, but you can still at least do some damage, not like none.
Another thing which I kind of mentioned in the last event, and I mean it may not help, but based on the ones I participated in and watched, I feel like that when you do 1v1, these issues become even more apparent. Like, because in the other events, when we had like 3 teams or 4 teams or 5 teams, which now are like almost impossible to get together, but that these type of strategies don't always work as well because, like, if you leave your base, like everyone leaves your base to go attack, you could be attacked by somebody else in the meantime who's not the team you're attacking.
Player 3 or player 4 could come in, or you could get ganged up on.
And that's what happened in the other events, which kind of evened it out, because it's like, if half a team went out and rushed, some other team, maybe by chance or maybe due to scouting, went in and attacked them, and it was actually costly to just like whole team rush. But in these 1v1s, it's like there's no disadvantage because your whole team rushes, and the worst that happens is their whole team rushes, and then you just exchange. It's like, it's when you only have 1v1 in, at least in Factorio PvP, it just becomes pretty bland because...
I agree, but that is because FFR always breaks any game in a different way. It always a typical 1 versus 1 versus 1 problem. One person attacks, and the third takes advantage of that and kills the one attacking. And you have always FFA. You can never balance FFA. It's just you're always going to have the problem. And you have it always, even if you just attack at any. Just imagine you are 4 players, one goes for attack, the other 4 come, some other 4 from another team come over and just wreck you because you're one person less. Or you just have 3 teams at once killing you. You have no chance of defending at all. I don't see like that is like a balance reason. Just like it breaks the game a different way, and that's because it's like making that balance issues appear less, like you already said, and that is very true.
When you have a free for all, like a lot of the weaker teams will game up on the stronger ones to kind of keep it all balanced, though.
Like that's when in the it was like several ago, but it was one where it was like 3RA and it was in my team and Anti's team and Shred Guy. It was like the second to last one Shred Guy participated in. that one worked out pretty
wait,
well.
in Red View as well.
Yeah, in Red View, because what was happening is people were kind of almost round robin, like, you know, like Anti came to attack my team, but at the same time, some other team was attacking Anti, and then like Shred Guy was going out to attack, and he was getting like, it didn't seem to actually be an issue where like 3 teams would gang up on one or anything. It seemed to actually, and it could have just been chance, but it seemed like that actually
At that
balanced
point, it was
out pretty
everyone
well.
just ganging up on Anti.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Hey, PJT, thank you for the Twitch
well,
Prime sub. I
Because that
appreciate
was
it.
Shred Guy's revenge against Anti. That was 3RA showing what they can do.
Second one where they won.
Yeah. That was when they came second, I think.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
one
it
where
was-
they came in second.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, but there was kind of a gang up on Team Not Anti in that game, I think.
That's right. Yeah, I was trying to think who else it was. Yeah, it was
Right.
Anti straight on, not Anti.
Yes,
When
so
two
first
teams
tank,
down.
Don't forget, we also balanced that even on player number.
True.
It was only me and Rain, I think, and Team Not Anti was only 3 people as well, I think. So
yeah.
Yeah. 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
3.
That was the first Blue Circuit event, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. First one where I started actually organizing it, I think. So the other ones I showed up.
Second one.
And, first one I just the first ones in January where I just showed up and started talking over them, and then I said, okay, well let's put some rules around this, see what we can do. Well, all right, guys.
I could also help making choke points that are easier to defend in
I
certain
think
directions.
and
That's
whatever
true,
that
Tim.
resistance thing that you just said, can someone make sure that
Term off
goes in
to
the
resolve your
Google
team
form, because I don't want to lose that idea and put in some of that detail.
That could be
'cause
interesting.
I'm sure I missed some of that.
I think we
So-
should just watch the VOD of this discussion and make every point until there. Let's just...
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I want pink fluffy unicorns. So what's about the red circuit? Is the red circuit now gonna be the big FFA with more focus on fun and many teams than competition?
Maybe so. I mean, depending on
Seems
what we want to do. Yeah, go ahead,
It's-
Mojo.
It seems like lately the green circuit and the
Yeah,
red
like
circuit's
player
where all the
power.
good stuff's been happening lately.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because those guys aren't trying to test the limits. Wait, and it's good.
That's
We're
true,
testing.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's great. We're doing this. Like, no hate
Yeah.
whatsoever. But they don't care about that. So they're just going about their business. You know, they're not
Yeah,
doing
Yeah,
this
and it
type
makes
of stuff.
an incredibly unpredictable match.
Right, and the green ones where it's all random teams, and it's kind of just some of the most bizarre, you know, the where we push the rules a little bit and just say see what happens. And in those, I laugh
Even
so hard
just
in
having
those
started
events
basically more
all the
offensive
time
would help.
because it's just hilarious, especially when the
Yeah, that's
new
true.
when the new
I mean, that comes
players
back to
come
the turrets
in
being an issue.
and just minds get involved and they don't see anything and they just die over and over and over and I know they're throwing their keyboards. It's so much fun.
It's not funny.
And
It's
don't
so
follow-
funny.
I don't like it.
Dan was the victim this last time. So
yes.
So what I wanted to kind of the vision was to have the best players on a and actually I can put up a little backdrop on my chat on this, and actually I made this guy. Let me move everybody out the way too. And I'll even move me out the way. So what I wanted to do was kind of the consensus rule set in blue and have the best players there and have high skill level, and then opposite that in the green was just random teams, experimental rule set. No, it was random teams, one and everyone thrown into one big team and anyone can join up to that, and we'll just have some fun and see what conclusions we can make. And then red, I was trying to do like some sort of a middle level, but what I guess we could do kind of some of these different where what I would, and next thing I envisioned for red was like if one team just wanted to take a piece of another team, like for some reason Elric and Shred Guy just bowed up on each other one day and they wanted to meet on the field of battle, I would help them get it all together and say, all right, Shred Guy and Elric, you guys are you've agreed on a rule set, you've agreed on a time, doesn't even have to be at this time. Then you can do a 1v1, and you can do just a matched skill level. Or if a new team said, hey, we have 6 players, but we're not ready to go up against freaking the killers in 3RA or Steelaxe, but we do want to go up against another new team. We've got 6 players that we want to do something. Then, hey, let's go up against another team that's a new team. So that would be if, say, like, if we had gotten in, say, Catherine of Sky and Arumba, and they had not ever done one of these or not ever seen one of these before, I would say, all right, 2 new teams, let's match those up together, and that could be a red, right? That's more likely to happen than my original vision for the red, but I don't know. Whatever we want to call this, if we want to kind of massage those 2, blue and red, into something we can all kind of go, okay, let's put these types of matches here, and let's put these types of matches here. We can talk about that.
Yeah,
that was my vision for my new vision for red was, let's just have 1 team versus 1 team and a match skill level. Maybe not like the craziness we saw today, because I mean, arguably we probably have the best PvPers in arguably the best players all together in Factorio today in today's contest. So I would tend to call that a blue, because
PvP with only trains and weapons. Well, I wouldn't participate in that.
The
TJ.
efficiency and the speed at which we built was
auto
lose. Which you guys build is pretty amazing. I would argue that many of the other communities can't. There's a gap between what you guys do and what everybody else or the rest of the communities do.
So. Well, and that's why we can't get anybody else to participate in this level,
right,
because no one else wants to.
Right, and that's kind of what I was going to offer up to, say, Arumba and Catherine Sky, and say, look, you don't have to go up against freaking Anti on your, Anti and Red Car on your first delve into this. Let's ratchet down, and we kind of try and match skill levels, right?
I thought Catherine Sky didn't do combat.
She's actually she's talked to me. She's shown interest in participating before, but the timing didn't work.
Well, I actually talked to her about this one, and thank you, Auntie. There you go. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all those 144 viewers, but because we're about to wrap. But anyway, shout out to Auntie Elites. Everybody knows them. So I talked with Catherine, and I said, hey, are you still interested? And I gave her plenty of warning for this one. And she says, I'm interested, but members of my community aren't really. And so I said, okay, so that's super cool that she was saying, super cool that we do this. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't think she could put a team together to come up. And I even offered her, hey man, alternatively, you don't necessarily have to go up against these killers.
Makes it too easy.
If you want to just say, hey, I'm a new team, I want to take some baby steps into this. You don't have to go up against these killers. How about maybe if I matched you up with another newer team? And she says, I again would love to, but having trouble organizing my community get together.
But I people to go with.
Right, I would think like a if we did a red circuit where we matched up, maybe have it at a different time. Colonel, like a Colonel Will versus Shred Guy would be a good one, or I don't know. My one was Elric and Shred Guy could go up against each other. That would be a good one. Those guys if you look at the last ones, they tended to score and combat about the same as the other ones, right? So, anyway,
they're pretty well equally matched.
Yeah.
Equally matched. And if we did that red circuit, I don't have to organize. And one of the hardest parts about one of these events is what time do you do it? Because freaking either if we go too late, then the Europeans are up till 4 a.m. If we go too early, none of the Americans can wake up early, or none of these, no one from any other part of the world can do it. So, all of that sort of stuff comes into play, and so this time slot kind of feels about right. But if all I'm doing is matching up these 5 players and these 5 players, then we can start moving the time around, right? And then I can say, all right, if you guys are free at this, like Colonel Will is only free in the late European
That would be
evening.
interesting.
So if I can get an all-American team, or I can get even get an Australian team together, like now Mojo's community and Will's community might actually have the same time frame now, and let's do a match with those guys, right?
Oh, that would be good. Oh man.
Right. So I'm not having to try and manage 8 different communities pile into one time zone. I can just kind of say, Mojo's available at this time, Colonel Will's available at this time, let's just do that. It's going to be later on in the evening or whatever it was. Will was not free to. If Will is free today, as said in my chat, he said no, he was working today, but he was not gonna make the start. And I asked him, Will, if you wanted to, could you put together a team for this event if we started later? And did not get a reply. So there you go.
I've talked to him previously about this, and mostly I think the issue is time, like because his schedule is so much different than like almost everyone else's. So.
Yeah, and it's recently different.
Yeah,
right.
Recently different. So
yeah,
he doesn't get home until like it would be like
his streaming. Yeah, his streaming schedule is 11 p.m. UK time. Start.
Yeah, so that'd be like 5 p.m. your time or something, I think.
Right. So he's off with any of the European teams, but we could easily foreseeably match him up with an American team.
Yeah,
right?
Or Australian, like Mojo, like you said.
Yeah, or Mojo, right? So.
Just one last random thought in regards to the PvP in general. What up until now we've been doing like random maps, which brings in an interesting thing. What would you think about doing like custom pre-made maps, like so that they're maybe a little balanced more for PvP?
Good. Who said good?
Definitely make the maps in terms of the topology, but maybe not the resources.
Maybe not the resources, or the like topology,
or you could
like you could put
players in.
like strategic like cliffs and forests and stuff to make it, maybe a little more strategic or not. I don't know. It's just a thought that where you just like, put some thought into making a map specifically for this PvP, and then, it has a little more strategy built into it.
Right. Yeah. So that's also, no problem with having custom map. Both the blue and red are just consensus.
We're discussing balance.
Driven. If we want to try the only thing the only really thing that we can control that I wanted to push out there is resources. Right. That's the only thing that I really hide from you guys as to what you're going to find, so that you do have to react to something. If I show the map and all of that out there, then you have time to just put together a strategy and go for it, which is not a horrible thing. But there's, it's one more thing that I remove from making the players think on their feet to go do. But if we all as a community want to get together and do a custom map, let's do it, man. If it'll make it better,
Various with different
let's do it.
The same topology. Yeah,
I think we were talking about StarCraft kind of style maps before, maybe past streams, and some of the suggestions even today with maybe having some bonuses in different parts of the map or something. Maybe you find an outpost, maybe in the middle of the map or like on one side of the map. Maybe that's something that like a military outpost, like two teams can rush towards that one and maybe capture it first, but then you don't just have this military advantage. Maybe you have like a roboport outpost that you can just go, and now all of a sudden one team has roboports, one team has a military advantage, and I don't know, maybe there must be some balances. So maybe like each PvP event that you do, you can iterate on the map, and next time, like, hey, we added some new things. It's the same map, but you added a couple of other things on it, and so on and so forth. And maybe we can get a quote-unquote perfect PvP map.
Yeah, for sure.
That would work only for PvP. If you throw in the production scoring, if you found a military outpost, it would be a net negative because you'd find something that you consume only.
Right.
I just
that one. The idea was, if you look at StarCraft, there's two things. One, the map is not square; it's round, so you kind of don't have places to hide behind. And then two, there's channeling in the map, right? Which means I channel everybody to a center where there's conflict, and then I get once there's conflict, then the result of winning that conflict is reward of resources, right? So we could do unbreakable cliffs and that sort of thing, so that we're channeled to a center where there's some reward of resources or reward of whatever we want, right? But then then you just come into play. All right, we're now with PvP, and now we still have those same difficult things to overcome. Like
the thing is also you can start out with no base at all, so you have to go into
Hey,
like one of
Val,
these
thanks for the
outposts, like
bits.
capture one of these
Fill the bucket.
outposts to get started or
Gonna
something,
pick
or
a
you
map
can
across
choose
the
not
map,
to
not
go in
miss
there and
feet
maybe
before
start a
reaching any
base
base.
right where you
Right.
are.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, there's still more options there too.
Abasins. That's a really great idea.
So yeah, that's a good one to explore for sure. If you want, if you got some maps that you want to throw down and say, hey, let's try this. Let's submit them to into one of our discords, and we'll discuss.
Spiders have been an issue, but if you kind of
totally
limit
open
them
to that.
a
Those
bit more,
were
they
some of
may
the better
work.
ideas I'd heard of that where a map can make an impact for sure.
I just want to offer two more thoughts for the circuit levels. So the first is, if you want to do FFA with lots of players, then I think it's important to make sure that teams can participate without getting crashed. So you probably want the protection in the base where you can live without, like, maybe you can't win without leaving the base, but at least you can play and participate without getting destroyed too much. And the other thing is, we've gotten some feedback. We tried to recruit a lot of players from Steelaxe this time, and we've gotten quite some feedback from players who were really only interested in running a production aspect. So, and the rationale behind that is they do not want to see their base that they produced getting crushed, and I understand that. And I value that. I mean,
You could
there
put
may
key
be
nodes
different
behind
communities
Biders or
here.
Grandpa. Yeah, that would be really. That's
we can't
great.
make
That's
them
great,
all happy.
Duster.
Just
That's
wanna
kind of what
say
I was
that
thinking.
there may be an interest
Yeah, like the
in
buffs.
this kind of play.
In
Also,
Drakes
and
and League
this
of Legends.
production scoring scenario, which is a different scenario, doesn't do a really good job there for some other reasons.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. We already did try the production thing, and there are issues with that too.
Yeah, and even when and that's kind of that was kind of where I was going with the red circuit. If I got people who just want to try and outbuild each other, well, then we could do that too. That's
a great idea.
We could just say, hey, base exclusion. If you want to try and attack,
Tim,
we'll just make
if you'd
a
be
big
willing,
base and
you
hit
should.
the edges.
Can you
That's about
submit
it.
like
If you want
those
to venture
thoughts
out,
to
you can go
that
shoot
form?
each other. That's fine. But then
Like, I think that's a brilliant idea.
Build versus
where you
build
focus the
instead of,
combat on
To
PvE
be honest,
to progress
every
forward.
production battles are quite good, but they're just balanced horribly, as bad as combat, so that's why they don't work out as well.
Yeah, like kill buyers get points.
All
So
right.
you have combat you can do
last
against
thoughts?
PvE,
Think
and
we
it can
should be
advance
done.
you.
I
think that's
we've done
a great
pretty
idea.
good putting some ideas out here. We got to make a point to go back and
Leaving
watch the VOD and
those
make
thoughts
sure these
about
ideas
the
in here.
research
I'll
breakthroughs
take
and
some
stuff
time
for
tonight
like
and tomorrow and compile some
combat
of these and
objectives or
see if
against
we can move
spiders
on them
would
and
be something great to submit.
put it in
Thanks
the
a lot.
buckets of
Thanks for
easy things we
wrangling.
can-
Thanks for wrangling all these cats.
Yeah, thank you,
man.
man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's good. You guys, okay, so here, let me like kiss your asses for a minute. So, for just one more minute. So all these guys that you hear here from PRA and Steelaxe, we've been in discussions about this for some weeks now, and like none of these folks are pushing their ideas to improve their own chances of winning. They're pushing their ideas to improve the game as a whole, which is pretty. They're not coming with their own agenda to say, look, I'm good at rockets, so we should have more rockets and rockets in play. That's not what they're doing. Everyone that we have been talking to over the past week from both teams has been doing a good job of let's try and make it just the whole thing better, and we're not. It's kind of difficult to take your own biases out of it. So these guys deserve a lot of credit for just kind of investing in. Let's see if we can make this thing pretty fun. So anyway, you guys have been doing great. So thanks for helping me put all these ideas together and all that. So good community to be a part of, man. I'm super thrilled to do all of these, and I'll hustle. I'm long on hustle off air. Like, you get me into one of these PvP, I'll do okay. I'll hold my own, but I do much better at. All right, let's herd some cats and see if we can put something together. I feel like I've got a decent skill at that, so I'm happy to do it.
The PvP has come a long way too since January as well. Come so much further along.
Oh, for sure. I think yeah. To be fair to us, we've made a lot of good strides with what we've been doing since some of the first events that we did in January. We've done pretty well.
No one knew what we were up against.
Right. So pat ourselves on the back and don't get too down that we're in this busted ass system. So we have made some improvements, right?
Yeah, and
All
sorry for having so little game time today.
No, hey, we had to do it. It had to happen sooner or later. Had to happen sooner or later.
That's what Anti's here for, man. Is showing us broken.
Yep.
At some point, you just got to draw the line and say, "Hey, this needs to be addressed."
Yeah, we got to do it. So that's fine. But great discussion afterwards. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. The only two. Okay, we have. I'm gonna give out one. I have 3 awards, and I have no idea who to give one of them to. So I'm gonna hand out the one that I'm the only one I'm sure about is freaking the Troll Award, and that one. And with our limited time, the only one who really got into some trolling was JBev for running his ass all the way around the back of Steelaxe's base, shooting some stuff just to make the goddamn sirens go off, and then running away.
Yes.
And then running, and as soon as they turn right around to go back to the base, he shoots off some more stuff to make the sirens go off. Like that was something different. That was something different, and it was quintessential troll. So congratulations, JBev, you're the troll of the day. All right, Mojo, you can give out Gangsta. I think we're gonna let the MVP award. I don't know what we're gonna do about MVP. So just so quick.
I think for Gangster, just putting forward the idea of demolishing the game in, what was it, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes?
It felt like 3.5.
Yeah, it felt like, as soon as it was up, it was over. Anti-elites.
Anti-elites. Agree.
Congratulations.
Getting it done. The only 2-time Gangster Award winner. There you go.
He wanted the troll so bad.
He wanted the troll.
Actually, the game's only 3 minutes of shotguns.
No, that's more gangster than troll. It is. Be less annoying.
That is gangster.
So, that is gangster. So, gangster to anti-elites, troll to JBev, who got I would say the longest time being the troll in the back of the base, and specifically in the back of the base, killing nothing.
I'll be back.
Right. Thanks for the follow-up.
Just wall and useless stuff back there, and shooting just to make the sirens go off. Congratulations, that's troll.
Yes.
Right, well done. And then MVP, I don't know, we had a ton of points scored. It was 39,000 to 38,000, which, I mean, you can sneeze and get that many points. I think that award's going to rest. So
at least the second time round.
We have a point production of minus 12,000 per minute at that point.
That's right.
I was going to say,
That's
at least the first time round,
right?
both scores were positive.
Yep. All right. Well, congratulations, guys. Good job.
Good job, I think.
Good job, I think. Feels weird saying that. All right. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. We'll talk off air, and thanks for everybody who participated. We'll get these things better, and if you are a team of, if you're listening to me and you have a team of 4 or 5 and you hate another team of 4 or 5, or you just want to say, hey, we're here, I have a team of 4 guys and we would like to try one of these, let me know. And we'll see if we can do, I can help. I can't necessarily put you guys into teams, but I can help match up another team that wants to go, and we'll find a time and we'll do another one. We'll try and do a red circuit and see if I can match up some skill levels and see what we can do. So let me know.
Teams need to challenge other teams, so they have to get the response back. Yes. It's like no, it's not just like I want to play against another team. You have to like challenge the other team.
Yeah. So that would be good.
Does anyone have the clip of Shred Guy laying it down on Kona Will?
Good.
That's what you need.
That's what you need is someone calling out another one like, Elric, you suck! Something like that. And then Elric going, okay, well, let's take it to the battlefield, right?
Just say it's on to the tune of AC/DC.
It's on. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for being here and participating. We'll close this, and then we'll give shout outs in my chat and all that, and we'll wrap up. All right. All right. Thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
See you guys later.
See you.
See you later. Alright guys, I'm going to end the stream here. I think it's earlier than I thought. That was a bit of a janky match for sure. But we discovered some great stuff, great discussion, and I think I'm going to end it here. I'll be on Monday doing the community stream, and then I think I'll be on Wednesday too. So thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks for the couple subs, the bits, and the follows. I think that's going to do it. If you have any thoughts in regards to this, check out that form I linked in the chat and leave your thoughts, and we will continue trying to balance this for sure. But I'm going to head off, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you on Monday.